He's waiting on me. All right. Good evening. It's good to see you. If you will, get a song. We'll turn to page number 589. Leaning on the Everlasting Arms. 589. Sing. What a fellowship, what a joy divine, leaning on the everlasting arms. What a blessedness, what a peace is mine, leaning on the everlasting arms. Leaning, safe and secure from all alarms. Leaning on the everlasting arms. What have I to dread? What have I to fear? Leaning on the everlasting arms. I have blessed peace with my Lord so dear. Leaning on the everlasting arms. Leaning, safe and secure from all alarms. Leaning on the everlasting arms. Yeah. 903, if you mark that book, 903. There's power in the blood.
Good evening. Certainly good to see you here this evening. I think summer started this week. What do you think, Al? Yeah? If you have your Bibles, you can turn with me to Isaiah chapter 41. That's where I'll be this evening. In verse 13. That's Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 13. It says, "For I, the Lord your God, will hold your right hand, saying to you, fear not, I will help you." One of the biggest struggles that Israel had throughout history is turning to other gods, other idols. There could be a multitude of reasons. For instance, I looked that the first generation of Egypt pretty much only knew pagan gods. For other generations, a lot of other gods were used like ones around them. They wanted to be like everybody else, I guess you could say. God in these chapters rebukes them for their use of idols here. Their idols couldn't save them from devastation. They didn't cause earth to quake or bring life from death. Their idols wouldn't send a deliverer to save them. The only true God was the one who loved them and took away their sins, sacrificed for them, who brought them out of Egypt to victory, and fulfilled the promises he'd made to Abraham. So why did they continue to forsake him? We somewhat criticize Israel because we aren't bowing down to wooden images or golden bulls, but the reality is we get really caught up in idolatry to this day. When we turn to any sort of worldliness to save us from pain, when God has assured us that he will save us from it. Whatever pain you're facing, trust God. He's the one who's seeking to deliver you. Everything else is merely a fake, if you will. Again, Isaiah chapter 43 and verse 2 says, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through fire, you shall not be burned, and the flame shall not consume you." This evening, if you have a need, please come as we stand and sing.
Would you be free from the burden of sin? There's power in the blood, power in the blood. Would you or evil the victory win? There's wonderful power in the blood. There is power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power. those thoughts, Andrew. It's certainly good to see you all here this evening. We appreciate very much you being here. We do have some that are traveling, some that are missing, so want to remember them and remember their safe travels as they return. Also have some that are on our prayer list. We want to make sure that we remember them. Jamie, we know, has received some very good results, so want to continue to remember him. He will continue his treatment regimen. He'll begin that back in about a week and a half or something like that, and he'll start a 5-day-a-week treatment. So a lot of traveling back and forth to Huntsville, so remember them as you will as they enter that treatment plan. Anybody else that we need to personally mention that we might not know about or need an update on or anything like that? I'm sorry. Tim, my cousin, thank you. He's still going through rehab, yes, but he is doing better and will be coming home, or actually, yes, so he is doing better. Will be coming back home to, I guess he'll have to stay with one of his sisters there, but yes, I think that's the plan for a while till he can get more mobile, I guess, but thank you for asking. Yes. Anybody else, any other updates or anything like that? All right. His lesson this evening reminded me of 613, hold to God's unchanging hand. So we'll sing one verse there, hold to God's unchanging hand. 613. Sing. Time is filled with swift transition, all of earth unmoved can stand. Build your hopes on things eternal. Hold to God's unchanging hand. Hold to God's unchanging hand. Hold to God's unchanging hand. Build your hopes on things eternal. Hold to God's unchanging hand. Would you dismiss us?
Let's go to God in prayer. Our Father God in heaven, we thank you so very much for this midweek time that you have given. We know that when we gather together, that you are here, and we thank you. Tonight, Father, we will study from your word. And we know that it is your word, God breathed. And thank you for it. We pray, Father, that you'll help us forget about the world that's outside here and out there, and that we'll think about what you have to tell us, and listen to it, and then take it out to the world, let others know by our actions, how we speak. We thank you, Father, for the ones that are teaching here tonight. We thank you for all that you do, and for the ones that are here, because you can't teach anybody if nobody's here. Thank you, Father, for this time together, this evening time, for the prayer of your Son's name.